Ever wonder how those cashback rewards you earn actually get into your M1 Finance account? Is it magic? Does a tiny M1 gnome sneak into your portfolio at night and sprinkle in some extra dollars? Or is there a more systematic, perhaps even automated, process at play? For anyone who's dipped their toes into the world of M1 Finance, you know it's not your typical brokerage. It's built for automation, for long-term growth, and for making investing feel as seamless as possible. So it stands to reason that their cashback system would follow suit, right? But what does that really look like behind the scenes? How does M1 take those percentages you earn from your everyday spending, whether it's 1.5% on everything or those juicy higher tiers on specific brands, and translate them into tangible growth within your carefully crafted investment pies? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on exactly that. We're going to demystify the process of how cashback is deposited into M1 Finance, exploring the mechanics, the timelines, and how you can optimize it to work best for your financial goals. We'll delve into the various M1 accounts involved, the default settings, and the options you have to customize where your hard-earned rewards land. Before we dive deep, it's important to set the stage. M1 Finance, at its core, is a financial platform designed for automated investing. It allows you to build a diversified portfolio of stocks and ETFs, known as pies, and then automate your investments based on your desired allocations. This hands-off approach extends to many aspects of the platform, and cashback rewards are no exception. The goal is to make your money work harder for you, even the small amounts you earn back from your daily purchases. Now, a crucial piece of information to be aware of upfront, especially for those considering getting the M1 Finance Owner's Rewards Card or who currently have it. M1 Finance has been discontinuing the M1 Owner's Rewards Card program. Card access was suspended for users between May 15 and May 28, 2025. This means that while the principles of cashback deposit remain relevant to understanding M1's automated systems, new applications for the card are no longer being accepted, and existing cardholders will no longer be able to make purchases after the specified dates. However, the mechanism by which earned cashback was deposited offers a fantastic insight into M1's overall approach to integrating various financial products and automating wealth building. So, even if the specific card is being phased out, the understanding of this process is highly valuable for anyone using M1's other features or similar integrated financial platforms. So, let's talk about the concept of cashback within M1 Finance, even with the Owner's Rewards Card being phased out. Historically, the Owner's Rewards Card was the primary source of cashback within the M1 ecosystem. It offered a tiered reward structure, a standard 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and then elevated rates of 2.5%, 5%, or even 10% cash back on purchases made with specific brands. These higher tiers were often linked to companies you had invested in within your M1 Invest account, creating a unique synergy between your spending and your investing. The idea was to reward you for spending at companies you already believed in and owned a piece of. But how did that cashback actually make its way from a purchase at, say, your favorite coffee shop, into your M1 portfolio? The default destination for your earned cashback was typically one of your eligible taxable M1 Invest accounts. This is where the automation truly shone. Instead of simply receiving a statement credit or a lump sum into a separate checking account, M1's system was designed to automatically direct those cashback rewards into your designated investment portfolio. Imagine this: you make a purchase at a qualifying merchant, earning 5% cash back. That 5% isn't just sitting idle. M1's system would recognize that reward and, by default, queue it up to be deposited into your chosen M1 Invest account. This means your cashback wasn't just a discount, it was a direct contribution to your long-term wealth building. It was automatically invested according to the allocations you had set up in your investment pie. Let's break down the typical flow. Step 1. Earning the cash back. This was the initial action, using your M1 Owner's Rewards Card for eligible purchases. As mentioned, the rates varied depending on the merchant and whether you were an M1 Plus member, which typically unlocked the higher tiers. There was usually a monthly cap on total cash back earned, often around $200. This meant that while the rewards were generous, there was a limit to how much you could earn in a given cycle. Step 2. Processing and settlement. Once you made a purchase, it would go through the standard credit card transaction processing. This involves the merchant, the payment network, Visa, in the case of the owner's rewards card, and the issuing bank, Celtic Bank, which issued the M1 owner's rewards card. The cashback wasn't instantaneously available, it had to settle. M1 stated that owner's rewards would be transferred to your M1 Invest account no later than 60 days from the transaction settlement date. This is a crucial point, as it meant there was a slight delay between earning the reward and seeing it appear in your investment account. This delay is standard for many credit card reward programs, as it allows for any returns or chargebacks to be processed before the reward is finalized. Step 3. Directing the rewards to your M1 Invest account. This is where M1's unique integration came into play. By default, your owner's rewards were set to go into one of your eligible taxable M1 Invest accounts. When you applied for the card, or later through your M1 settings, you would have designated a specific investment account for these rewards. This could be your primary individual brokerage account or a joint brokerage account, for instance. It's important to note that certain account types, like M1 Traditional IRA, Roth IRA, SEP IRA, trust accounts, or custodial accounts, were not eligible to receive owner's rewards payouts directly. This is due to the specific regulations and tax implications associated with those account types. Step 4. Automatic investment into your pie. Once the cashback funds arrived in your designated M1 Invest account, they weren't just held as uninvested cash. This is the beauty of M1's automation. If you had Auto Invest turned on for that specific M1 Invest account, which is the default setting for most new investment accounts, the cashback funds would be automatically invested into your portfolio according to your preset pie allocations during the next available trading window. For example, if your pie was set up to be 50% in an S&P 500 ETF and 50% in a tech stock ETF, and you received $100 in cash back, M1 would automatically invest $50 into each of those ETFs. This means your cashback was immediately put to work, compounding over time without you having to lift a finger. This set it and forget it approach is a cornerstone of M1's philosophy. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.